If there's one thing Cameroonians are proud of, it's going to be the vast amount of traditional dishes we have. In today's video, I am going to share with you 45 Cameroonian traditional dishes that you can cook for 45 days without repeating. So if you like to learn more about Cameroonian traditional meals, please just keep watching. Let's make the fire to start cooking. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kenna and I am a Cameroonian content creator. I create content about my beautiful country, Cameroon. In today's video, like I said in the intro, I am going to be talking about 45 Cameroonian traditional dishes. To be very honest with you guys, I have not covered all Cameroonian dishes in this video, but I have listed out at least 45 of the most popular Cameroonian traditional dishes. So if you want to know more about Cameroonian food, if you like to cook Cameroonian food and you worry about your menu, this video is definitely for you. Let's go straight into it because the meals are so many. So the first on our list is going to be Ekwang. Ekwang is just grated cocoyams with cocoyam leaves and it looks like this. So delicious. One of my favorites. The second one we're going to talk about is Koki beans. Koki beans is black eyed peas which we soak, wash and blend, and we mix red oil in it. We put cocoyam leaves. Some people do, some people don't, but that is what koki is, and koki is so delicious. You can eat koki with cocoyams, you can eat koki with plantain, you can eat it with sweet potatoes, Irish potatoes. It depends on you, and we have some people who even eat koki with gari. Not only do we have koki beans, but we also have koki corn. This is made from fresh corn. It's basically the same process, but instead of using the beans, you use corn. This is a meal that is very popular, especially during the rainy season, because that is when we have a lot of fresh corn. Not one of my favorites, but a lot of people like it. The next meal on our list is Kwakoko Bible. Kwakoko Bible is grated cocoyam, red oil, cocoyam leaves, crayfish, smoked fish, tied in plantain leaves. This one is so delicious, especially when you get the right person to make it for you. This is one of those meals that I really have never tried cooking. I always order it and it's so delicious. Right now I'm talking mostly about leaf foods, if you have noticed. So the next one we have is egusi pudding. Oh my god, I'm such a great fan of egusi pudding. It is just us blending the egusi, putting in some crayfish, maggi, meat, fish, it depends on you, tying it in plantain leaves like this, and we boil for hours. We eat this with miondo, we eat this with potato. It depends on you. Like, we eat it with anything. You can eat it with anything you feel it goes. I eat it sometimes with ripe plantain, fried ripe plantain. I can eat it with sweet potatoes. It just depends on you and what you really like to eat it with. But one thing I know for sure is that egusi pudding is one of those delicious Cameroonian meals. The next thing we're going to talk about is watafufu and eru. This is one of the very popular Cameroonian dishes because anywhere you go, you're going to hear a lot of people talking about watafufu and eru. Watafufu and eru is one of those meals that I really like. I feel like I don't eat this as much as I used to before because it's my husband's traditional meal and I have cooked it so much that I feel like I'm tired of eating it. But watafufu and eru is very delicious. Eru is one of those meals that I think I cook really well and I so love it. The next meal we're going to talk about is also another popular Cameroonian dish, and that is ndole. Ndole is just boiled groundnuts that you blend and then you put in bitter leaf and mix it. You can eat ndole with miondo, ripe plantain, yam. The next one, which is my traditional meal, is fufu corn and kati kati. This is just huckleberry fufu corn, which is corn flour that we cook, and kati kati is roasted chicken, properly roasted chicken. That's my traditional meal. I love this so much. Fufu and kati kati is that meal that if you haven't tried before, you should definitely try. I'm talking about those who are not Cameroonian. Even those Cameroonians who have not tried it, try my traditional dish and thank me later. The next one we're going to talk about is okok. Okok is like another variation of eru, if I may say so, but you use groundnuts, palm oil, and the eru to cook it. So okok is one of those very famous Cameroonian dishes. It's from the French speaking part of Cameroon. I haven't eaten this before, but a lot of people swear by this. A lot of people have told me that okok is very, very delicious. So yes, that is another meal. The next meal on our list is jakatu sauce. Jakatu is basically garden egg. What a lot of people call garden egg in Cameroon, we call it jakatu, and we use this to make a sauce. We just blend the garden egg, fry it with some tomatoes, and you can eat that with ripe plantain. This is also another thing I don't eat, but I know so many people who love it. Remember, I'm a picky eater, so don't think that the meal is not nice. That's why I don't eat it. Mixed vegetable. Mixed vegetable is how I call this. It's just cabbage that you fry. Okay, there are different ways that you make cabbage, but for me, when cabbage is made this way, I call it mixed vegetables, and it is very, very delicious. People make cabbage with egusi, cabbage with groundnuts, but this is the way I like making the cabbage, and it always tastes so, so good. The next vegetable on our list is green. I don't know how this is called in other places, but we just call it green. It's this green leaf that we slice, we boil, and you can fry it and eat it with plantain and other things. You can fry it and eat it with plantain. You can eat it with miondo. It depends. Like generally, I always say it depends on you, because everybody knows what tastes good in their mouth. But this is green, and as you can clearly see right now, I am on vegetables. Another interesting Cameroonian meal is what we call okongobong. Okongobong looks a lot like bitter leaf, but it has its own unique smell, and it's not bitter like bitter leaf. So you can make okongobong with egusi. You mix it with the egusi, and this is how it turns out. One of those very, very delicious Cameroonian vegetables. And then the next one we also have is egusi bitter leaf. Egusi bitter leaf is almost the same thing like okongobong. It's cooked almost the same way. If you look at it without tasting, you might not even know that these are two different meals. So egusi bitter leaf, and the same way you eat it, or the same things you eat okongobong with, you definitely can eat egusi bitter leaf with. So, so delicious, so, so nice. The next thing we are going to talk about is banan malaxi. Banan malaxi is unripe bananas that we cook with a little bit of groundnut. This is so, so yummy. I had this just once in my life, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's so soft and so juicy. Like if you eat this, you're definitely going to enjoy it. The next meal on our list is sese plantain. Sese plantain is just plantain that has been chopped in little pieces like this. Okay, it's like a one pot meal where you just turn everything into it, all the tomatoes, all your spices, your palm oil, you put everything into the pot and just let it cook for a while. It is so delicious. I feel like almost all the Cameroonian porridges, we cook it in the same way, just dump everything in the pot and cover it and let it to boil till it gets ready. Yes, that's the way we cook most of our porridges. The only difference is would be probably the spices and the amount of time it takes for it to get ready. The next meal we have is beefsteak. Beefsteak is one of my yummiest meals. I really enjoy beefsteak. Beefsteak is just fried ripe plantain with little pieces of meat like this. Okay, a good beefsteak has a lot of meat. You just fry it. You fry all your greens, that's your carrot, green beans, and all that, and you mix it together. You make your sauce, you make your carrot, green beans, you fry your plantain, and you mix it together. It's the same thing that comes to the next meal, which is a casserole. Casserole is my mom's specialty. I'm sure I've said that a lot on this channel. To do casserole, it's almost the same thing like beefsteak that we just made. You just mix everything together. That's macaroni, Irish potatoes, everything, and it comes out looking like this, and it is so delicious. It's one of those meals that kids really love. So if you're looking for something that your kids will love, you want to definitely try a casserole. It's cocoyam porridge. Okay, cocoyam porridge, just like I said with the sese plantains and the other meals, you put everything at once in the pot, mix it out, and it comes out looking very yummy and tasting very yummy. So yes, we have cocoyam porridge. Not ending at cocoyam porridge, we also have condre and plantain porridge. A lot of people always mistake which one is which. Okay, but condre, it has some special spices. I love condre. I love the smell that come, and I love the flavor of condre. Sorry, it's very flavorful and very tasty. Plantain porridge is also nice. I'm not saying plantain porridge is not nice. Plantain porridge is also nice, but the spices that they use for condre are not the same spices that they use for plantain porridge. And when making plantain porridge, you're going to add in bitter leaf in it, but in condre you don't add bitter leaf in it. Plantain porridge is also what is called bonhouse plantain. That is the meal that a lot of people cook in Cameroon when you have a baby. When they're celebrating your birth, the baby's birth, they cook a big pot of bonhouse plantain. Porridge yam. Porridge yam is not that common in Cameroon, but some people still cook it, and it can be delicious, especially when you're using the right yam. Porridge yam is one of those meals that my husband loves, so it's one of those things I cook a lot in my house. Woo, so delicious. Just thinking about it is getting me salivating. Okay, and please, sorry, I did not tell you people. I did not warn you that if you're hungry, don't watch this video, because you're going to see so much food you would want to eat every single thing. Moving on, the next meal we have is hot pot. This is just Irish potato porridge. Okay, we have hot pot and we have potato porridge. What I am cooking here is potato porridge when you do not fry the Irish potatoes before cooking it. But if you fry the Irish potato before cooking it, that is hot pot. Okay, so yes, hot pot is one of those common meals we eat, especially during the rainy season, because there's a lot of Irish potato in Cameroon during the rainy season. Moving on to one of my favorite meals of all, we have corn chop. Corn chop is just a corn and beans porridge. Okay, like I said, all these porridge meals, you turn everything into the pot and let it boil. Corn chaff is no different. I love eating corn chaff so much, especially with sweet fresh corn. Tastes so good, guys. Tastes so good. I'm going to cry. So yes, corn chaff is one of those very popular Cameroonian meals that you'll find a lot of people eating. So you can make corn chaff with fresh corn, or you can make corn chaff with dry corn. I personally prefer corn chaff with fresh corn. The next meal we're going to have is a meal that a lot of people say it looks like sanga. Myself, the first day I saw it, I thought it was, sorry, it looked like corn chop. The first day I saw it, I thought it was corn chop. It's called sanga. Sanga is also a Cameroonian meal which we use corn to make it with, some vegetables, and very interestingly they put in some salt there. I've never tasted the, I'm sorry, some sugar there. I've never tasted this because of the sugar effect. I don't think my meal is supposed to be sweet, but a lot of people swear by it, so you definitely want to try it. The next one is pompile. This is potato and beans. Growing up, we used to eat a lot of potato and beans, like we make a potato and beans porridge and eat. But some other people go further to pound the potato and beans. When everything is ready, they pound it, they put oil in it, maggi, salt, pound it, and they eat it. This is a very popular delicacy and a lot of people like it. I personally do not like when food is pounded. So when it's pounded like this, I really do not like it. But eating potato and beans as a whole, I like it. That is another Cameroonian dish you definitely want to try out. The next meal we're going to talk about is kwakoko and banga soup. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Kwakoko is just grated cocoyams, but unlike the other one, we don't put in any oil in the grated cocoyams. We just grate it and put in some salt and tie it in plantain leaves and set it aside to boil while we do the banga. Banga is just palm nuts that we boil, we pound, and it come and take the juice to make a soup. See guys, this is one of those meals I really like, but I don't get to cook it as much as I would like to cook it because my kids don't like it. My husband is kind of indifferent about it, so I don't get to cook it quite often, but it's one of those meals that I really like. So you can eat this by mixing everything. When it's ready, like you take out your kwakoko that you have cooked and you put it inside the soup and mix, or you can eat it like fufu and soup. It all depends on you. The next meal we are going to talk about is a meal that so many people love, but I never really got the memo. Okay, I like this particular meal because of the meat, and I'm talking about achu. Achu, oh my god, achu. The soup sometimes can be so delicious. Achu is the meal. They say around the world in with the finger or something. That's how some books say. Achu is just pounded cocoyam, boiled pounded cocoyam, and this yellow soup. It has some spices that we put inside that makes that soup to hit differently. As you can see on this plate, there's usually a lot of meat when it comes to achu, and that is why I really like achu. Other than that, I hardly crave achu, but a lot of people like this Cameroonian dish, so it's definitely something you should try if you are not Cameroonian. Bongo chobi. This is basically black soup. This meal, it's so flavorful. Some people, when they see the color, they're like, no, they don't want to eat it. But if you're there when they're cooking it and you get that smell, you're definitely going to want to try it because it always smells so freaking good. The next meal, as you clearly can see, is okra. So you can cook okra in so many ways. We have pepper soup okra, we have egusi okra, we have groundnut okra. Here I am cooking pepper soup okra with a drop of oil because I don't like when my okra is just green, all green. So this is what I'm cooking here. But okra is one of those very popular meals that you can eat with fufu corn, you can eat with water fufu, you can eat with gari, you can eat with rice. It just depends on you and your preference. But okra is one of those very delicious Cameroonian delicacies. Moving to our next soup, we have groundnut soup, peanut soup, as it's popularly called. Groundnut soup is usually kids' favorite. Okay, this is one of those meals that you would always find in my house because my kids are crazy about it. They love it so much. They can eat it every day. We eat it with plantains, we eat it with rice, we eat it with gari, njangsa sauce. Njangsa sauce, I feel like I've said it's also delicious a lot of times in this video. I cook most of my sauces the same. I'm just going to fry everything and then put in the main ingredient, mix and let it boil. So njangsa sauce in this house, we usually eat it with miondo most times, right? We eat it with miondo because I feel like it tastes different when it comes to eating it with miondo or bobolo. It tastes different. It tastes so good when you eat it that way. So yes, we have miondo and jangsa sauce, which is one of my favorites. The next meal on our list is going to be green sauce. Green sauce is just all the green spices, as we call in Cameroon. Green spices will be celery, leeks. You just blend everything when it's fresh so that I can give you that good green color, right? You blend everything, you boil it, you drop in a little bit of jangsa, and then you put in your chosen meat. See guys, this is so delicious. I feel like I have I have a menu of this. I'm sorry, I have a recipe of this on my channel. This is one of those meals that hits differently. It hits and it hits differently. I always tell people who like bongo chubby but they don't like the color, you can definitely try green sauce. The next interesting Cameroonian soup we have is poo fish. Poo fish is a very interesting meal and it has its special spices. If you don't know how to mix the spices, you're going to miss the meal completely. So I always buy the spices already made. It's actually a soup made with dry plantain. It is thick and yummy. This is one of those meals that I learned how to cook recently, and I'm like, where have you been all my life? Why have I not been exposed to all this culinary greatness in Cameroon? Like, why am I only learning about this now? It's so delicious, especially when you take it with some ripe plantain. Moving on, the next Cameroonian delicacy is Esuba and Kwankwalang. This is a meal I have never tasted. The first day I heard the name, I was like, excuse me, let me not say I've never tasted. I tasted the soup of recent and I was like, wow, not bad. It's pounded cocoyam with this black soup. See guys, it tastes so good. Anything that has really strong Cameroonian spice in it, count me in. When I saw it, when I tasted it, I was like, oh my god, I've been really missing out. One of my friends, whom is their traditional meal, he actually made me taste it and I was like, why have I never tasted this? Why is this meal not that popular? So it's called Esubang and Kwankala and it is so good. Please, if you come to Cameroon, this is one of those meals I'll tell you to taste it. It's going to be really nice. I haven't tasted it with the pounded cocoyam though, but just the soup tasted really good and I can guarantee you might just like it. The next one is tomato sauce, tomato stew. We make stew in different ways, okay, or sauce. We have pork sauce, we have chicken sauce, we have fish sauce. We make it, we have so many different sauces. You can cook it in so many different ways, so many different flavors. Tomato sauce is one of those meals that is really popular in Cameroon. We cook it in different ways, like I said, but the most popular thing we eat tomato sauce with is rice. A lot of people be like, oh, we cook rice and stew today, rice and stew, rice and stew. So yes, that is another meal. Another soup still for swallow is ogbono. Ogbono is one of those things that my kids love. My kids generally love swallow. I'm just like, you are the real children of your father, because from my husband's tribe, these are the meals that they really like cooking. Anything that has to do with swallow counts Bayangi people in. You can cook ogbono in two ways. Either you cook it with egusi or you cook it without egusi. Either way I cook it in my house, it's always a hit. They always get to enjoy it because generally they like ogbono. I think I have a recipe of this as well on my channel, so you want to go and check it out. The next thing we have is mbo. Mbo is just groundnut paste. You fry the groundnut, you blend it, and then you put it in the pot. Fry and fry and fry. You can put in meat, fish if you want, or you cannot. You can add in groundnut oil in it if you want, or you may not. It all depends on you and what you really like. This is one of those things that I love so much, and I feel like I've initiated my kids because each time they see me mixing this, they're just like, mommy, mommy, mommy. We need some of that deliciousness. Another thing I'm going to talk about right now is red beans. So in Cameroon, we eat red beans, we eat black beans, we eat white beans. Okay, we eat different types of beans, and a very popular way we eat beans in Cameroon is eating puff puff and beans. Okay, we eat puff puff and beans. Puff puff and beans is so delicious, especially puff puff and black beans. Okay, in this picture you're going to see now, it's actually puff puff and red beans, but puff puff and black beans. If you have not tried black beans first of all before, you want to go and try, because black beans is to me the tastiest beans. So like I said, we do red beans, we do black beans. The next one is also white beans. White beans is one of those beans that is very delicate. Okay, you don't cook it anyhow. You have to take your time when cooking it. You don't have to overboil it, because if you overboil it, it becomes soft, and when white beans is soft, you have already missed it. It can never be as good. And it's also one of those beans that you have to put in a lot of spices for it to get the desired taste. Because I don't know, there's something about white beans. It seems like white beans soaks in the spices sometimes. So you're putting in your spices, you're putting in your salt and everything, and it's really not giving what it's supposed to give. So you have to really ensure you spice it properly for it to come out well. This is something that my husband really likes, so it's like a regular meal in my house: white beans and ripe plantain, white beans and fried plantain. Let's talk about rice. Okay, I have been online and I see Nigerian Ghanaians quarreling about rice. Oh, it's from Nigeria. Oh, it's from Senegal. Oh, it's from, and I'm like, why are these people quarreling about rice? Like, do you people not have traditional meals? In Cameroon, guys, rice is not even regarded as a traditional meal. Rice is most often looked at meals for kids, not one of those delicacies that we brag about. So I'm going to talk about the different rice we cook. So the first one is curry rice. I in particular love curry rice. I love how it always looks, it always tastes as well so good. My kids love this very much. The second one is njanga rice. Njanga rice is just basically rice cooked with red oil, crayfish and smoked fish. Very delicious. Next rice we have is jollof rice, the rice that is causing so much commotion in Africa. So we have our own jollof rice, and I feel like it's the best. Argue with Yaki Bot or whoever, that's your problem. And jollof rice is one of those meals that you see in a lot of parties. Rice is one of those things that was really difficult for me to learn how to cook, but when I started cooking it, I'm really doing good at it, and I'm so proud of myself for how well I cook rice these days, even though I still have my bad days. The next rice we're going to have is fried rice. Okay, fried rice as well is very yummy, very delicious. I like it because you get to play with different things in it. You can put like sweet corns and all the peppers and everything. Like generally in rice, I feel like you can put whatever you want to put in your rice as long as you know that the mixture is going to turn out right? So yes, the last meal on our list is none other than poulet DG, one of my favorites. Poulet DG is just a plantain meal. It's chopped plantains, fried chicken, and a sauce. You mix everything together and it comes out looking like this. It's one of those meals that I always say I think it's a Cameroonian national dish, which a lot of people don't agree with me, but yes, guys, there you have it for this video. This is a list of, I think it's 50, because there are certain meals that I said in between that I really didn't count. So this is 50 Cameroonian traditional meals. What is your favorite Cameroonian traditional meal? What is that meal that you like so much out of all of these dishes? Are there some traditional meals that I did not mention? Please let me know in the comment section. I would like to know more about Cameroonian food. Please, guys, this video took me so much time to put everything together, edit. So please, if you have watched and reached this point, thank you very much. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to be so happy if you can like this video, and if you really enjoyed it, you can go further to share to a loved one or two. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I am going to see you on my next one. Love you guys. Bye.